Imagine a scorching hot desert wind whipping across your face as you explore the magnificent ruins of ancient Thebes. As you wander among the crumbling pillars and weathered statues, you can't help but wonder about the brilliant minds that created these wonders thousands of years ago. Among them, a name stands out: Senenmut, a man who rose from humble beginnings to become the most powerful architect in the history of Egypt. But his story is not just about magnificent buildings and royal favor. It's a tale of mystery and intrigue, one that has captivated scholars and the public alike. In today's video, we're going to delve deep into the enigmatic world of Senenmut, shedding light on his incredible achievements and the intriguing parallels between his life and that of Moses. So sit back, grab your metaphorical shovels and join us as we unearth the secrets of Senenmut, the architect who may have shaped not only Egypt's destiny, but also the course of human history. But first, let's rewind the clock and set the stage for this captivating tale. Imagine yourself transported back to 15th century BC Egypt, a time when the mighty pharaoh Hatshepsut ruled over the Egyptian kingdom. During her reign, Senenmut, a seemingly ordinary official in the royal household, caught the pharaoh's eye and was entrusted with a series of increasingly important tasks. And as Senenmut proved his competence and loyalty, his star began to rise rapidly within the court. Now picture this. You find yourself standing before the colossal entrance to the temple of el-Bahari, one of the most spectacular architectural achievements of ancient Egypt. The sheer scale and intricate detail of the temple complex is awe-inspiring, leaving you wondering how such a feat of engineering and artistry could have been accomplished. But as you explore further, you stumble upon an inscription that reveals the mastermind behind this marvel, Senenmut. His name is etched into the very fabric of the temple, a testament to his genius and the extent of his influence. As you delve deeper into Senenmut's story, you uncover more astonishing feats he accomplished during his remarkable career. You learn of his involvement in planning and executing other monumental construction projects, each one a masterpiece in its own right. His contributions are so significant that they have left an indelible mark on Egyptian history, and as you piece together the fragments of his story, you begin to understand the true scope of his power and influence. But the narrative doesn't end there. There is a twist in the tale that adds another layer of intrigue to Senenmut's already fascinating life. You discover that his journey was not without its obstacles. In fact, his story took an abrupt turn when he fell out of favor with the royal court, and his career came to a sudden halt. It's as though a dark cloud descended upon him, casting a shadow over his brilliant legacy. And then there's the lingering question about his ultimate fate. What happened to Senenmut after he vanished from the historical record? Did he meet a tragic end? Or did he manage to carve out a new path for himself? The lack of answers only fuels the flames of curiosity, leaving you desperate for more information. But it's not just the mystery surrounding his disappearance that captivates your attention. There's something else, something that sets your mind racing with possibilities. You start to wonder about the nature of his fall from grace and the reasons behind his removal from the royal court. Was it a power struggle, a clash of ideologies, or a web of deceit? As you ponder these questions, you realize that Senenmut's story is not merely an account of a brilliant architect. It's a cautionary tale of the complexities of court politics and the fragility of power. You find yourself captivated by the idea that even someone as accomplished and influential as Senenmut could be brought down by the machinations of the royal court. His story becomes a reminder that no one is above betrayal or the whims of fate. And as you reflect on his legacy, you realize that the tale of Senenmut is ultimately a timeless exploration of human nature, ambition, power, and the relentless march of time. So here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Brace yourself, because what we're about to reveal will challenge everything you thought you knew about Senenmut. Now let's shift gears and dive into the fascinating world of biblical narratives. Picture yourself sitting in a dimly lit room, surrounded by ancient texts that have stood the test of time. The air is thick with the scent of aged paper. As you read the familiar words of the Exodus story, tales of Moses leading the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, these stories have been passed down through generations, shaping the religious beliefs and cultural identity of millions. But as you delve deeper into the narrative, you can't help but notice certain elements that seem out of place. You find yourself questioning the historical accuracy of the accounts and wondering about the authenticity of the events described. For example, you start to examine the timeline of Moses' life in Egypt and the historical records that shed light on the period. What you discover is that the traditional narrative doesn't quite align with the historical context. You begin to wonder whether the traditional account of Moses' life in Egypt is a true reflection of what transpired. or if there are other factors at play. Perhaps the story was embellished over time or influenced by various historical circumstances. You find yourself on the edge of your seat as you consider the possibility that the story of Moses' escape from Egypt might hold more historical weight than previously thought. As you explore further, you come across alternative theories that challenge the conventional wisdom about Moses' origins and his experiences in Egypt. These theories suggest that there may be more to the story than meets the eye, and that there could be connections to ancient Egyptian history that have been overlooked. You start to wonder whether Moses' journey out of Egypt was a purely miraculous event, or whether it was influenced by external factors such as political upheaval or social change. As you continue your investigation, you stumble upon intriguing parallels between Moses' story and the life of a lesser-known figure, Senenmut. You find yourself drawn to the similarities between their stories and start to question whether there could be a connection between them. Perhaps Moses and Senenmut knew each other, or their paths crossed in unexpected ways. You dive into the historical records and archaeological evidence to uncover any connections between them. You analyze ancient texts and inscriptions, searching for clues that might shed light on their relationship. As you dig deeper, you uncover tantalizing hints that suggest there could be a link between these two enigmatic figures. You start to wonder whether Moses, with his leadership skills and ability to deliver his people from oppression, could have been inspired by Senenmut, a prominent figure in ancient Egypt. Maybe Senenmut's legacy as a reformer and liberator had an impact on Moses' own mission to free the Israelites from slavery. The more you explore the similarities between their stories, the more convinced you become that there's a connection waiting to be uncovered. You feel like you're on the brink of a major discovery, as if the pieces of a long-lost puzzle are finally falling into place. You can't help but wonder what other secrets the past is hiding, and what other connections you might uncover as you continue your journey through history. The idea that Moses and Senenmut could be linked is both thrilling and thought-provoking. You find yourself questioning the boundaries of history and the connections that bind people across time. As you contemplate the parallels between their lives, you realize that the story of Moses is not an isolated event, but rather a thread woven into the rich tapestry of ancient history. Their story becomes a reminder of the complexity of human nature and the enduring quest for freedom and liberation. So let us continue to peel back the layers of history and uncover the truth behind these fascinating connections. The notion that Senenmut and Moses might have met in ancient Egypt is a captivating idea that has captured the imagination of many. If true, their meeting would have been a pivotal moment in history, shaping the destinies of not only themselves, but also their respective nations. Imagine the setting: a bustling Egyptian court filled with intrigue and power struggles. Picture Senenmut, the brilliant architect, and Moses, the Hebrew exile. Perhaps they crossed paths at a grand reception or during a religious ceremony. As they engaged in conversation, sparks would have flown, creating a bond that transcended their different backgrounds. What if Senenmut recognized Moses' leadership qualities and saw in him a kindred spirit? Maybe he took Moses under his wing, offering guidance and mentorship, sharing his knowledge of ancient Egyptian customs and traditions. Through Senenmut's tutelage, Moses would have gained a deeper understanding of the culture that had enslaved his people, preparing him for the monumental task ahead. Their shared experiences and goals could have forged an unbreakable connection between them. They might have discussed the injustices faced by the Israelites, and strategized ways to bring about change. Perhaps Senenmut, with his own reformist ideas, found inspiration in Moses' unwavering faith and commitment to justice. The mere thought of these two iconic figures meeting and forming an alliance is truly exciting. It opens up a realm of possibilities, and invites us to reimagine ancient history. Perhaps their meeting was orchestrated by fate itself, setting in motion the events that would forever change the course of history. If you're eager to delve deeper into this captivating topic, don't miss out on our upcoming videos where we continue to explore the intriguing connections between Senenmut and Moses. Remember, your support means everything to us. Don't forget to subscribe to stay in the loop. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through time. Until next time, keep questioning and keep exploring the fascinating world of ancient history.